Okay, welcome everybody. It's great to see you guys in a live stream again. It's been forever. I just get so busy. I don't do these very often. So if you guys want to throw a comment in there, let me know if you guys are hearing my audio clear. Let me know. That would be great. I'm just setting up some stuff here. Okay. Hey, Joe. KJ, Lynn BB, thanks guys for checking out the stream tonight. Audio's very low. Let me turn it up. Okay, how's that, guys? Is that a little bit better? Oh, okay, maybe I'm blasting people out here. Dumb Old Fool says it's good. Okay, well, I turned it up. So hopefully that's a little bit better. I'll wait for you guys to respond. Let me know if it sounds a little bit better now. I did make an adjustment. There's always like a minute delay in chat versus what's actually going on. Cool. Okay, sounds like it's a little bit better. Okay, cool. First off, guys, thank you so much. All the feedback that I got through the Google form that you guys filled out. I actually made some changes already, so very, very good to get all that feedback. Hey guys, let's. I'm gonna see if I can throw up some chat here. Let's see if this works. Okay. Silvertree says it sounds good. Joe Trot says it's better. Thumbs up, thanks. Ha, Greg saying it's loud. Yeah, well, you might have to turn down your audio again. Dean, he's saying it's too loud. Okay, well. Okay, good. He's just kidding. Don't throw up, Messy. Yeah, I hope I don't throw up. I'm not that nervous. Okay, so you guys can see them back here, both the Energizers, the giveaway here. I also decided to select a third winner for a $25 gift card. Guys, I seriously appreciate you guys so much. I wish I could give you guys all power stations. So, let's see. Hey, Larry. Okay, well, let's go ahead and jump into some stuff here. So the first thing I want to talk about is just some of the feedback that I got that I made changes. So I'm gonna swap over to if I can get this up here. Okay, so I'm gonna swap over to this here, and I'm gonna talk about just some basic changes that I made based on feedback. So basically you can see this here. Yeah, there's always a delay in chat, Greg, but we'll just have to kind of get used to it. So let's go ahead and look at the first change that I made. The first change here is on the top of my power station grading system. I added the chemistry and the rated life cycles because I got a lot of people that said add that to your spreadsheet, but it was on the bottom. Well, let's see. I think I replaced it. Yeah. So I actually made a different adjustment here, but you guys can. It's easier to see the chemistry and the rated life cycles for power stations now. So you should guys be able to see that there. Let me turn off my camera really quick. There we go. Okay, so now when you look at your power stations, you can see if it's lithium iron phosphate. I did get a lot of feedback from you guys saying, "Oh, lithium NMC, no way, we don't care about that." Yeah, you know, I think there's a use case for some people with lithium NMC batteries, but yeah, you get a lot less life cycles. You can see there's only 500 life cycles here. So the next change I made is I came up with a metric to measure cost per life cycle. And I think this is useful so that you can compare the value. So you can see here 7 cents per life cycle. Now you got to compare it to similar costed power stations because, you know, or at least similar capacity, because if you try to compare the cost per cycle on one of these large power stations, you're getting a ton more power, you know, 2,000 watt hours. So the cycle is going to cost a little bit more. But you can see right here, the Blue Eddy. So the Blue Eddy AC200P is rated at 3,600 life cycles, and the Alcatel P2001 is rated at 2,000 life cycles. So you can see there's quite a bit difference here in the cents per cycle. So you're paying 34 cents per cycle until you get to 80% capacity. So I'm hoping that some of you guys will find this information helpful. And you can see right here, lithium MMC, you're paying 69 cents per cycle down to 80%. So this should be a really good metric for future reviews, and I'll make sure I talk about that. But that's how you can tell lithium iron phosphate different from NMC. Let's go back to my camera here. Okay. How about refrigerators, Lynn BB? Okay. Yeah, so there's actually let me move this way. I'm actually reviewing, wow, I'm backwards. Sorry guys. I'm reviewing a fridge right here. I'm testing it right now. It's a future fridge that's coming out. It's actually a set power fridge. So hopefully that's going to be super useful for you guys. So yeah, some good information there. Hopefully you guys find that information much more useful on power cycles, life cycles on these power stations. Okay. Oh yeah, there's one other thing that I wanted to mention. I wrote down a note here. Let me go back to this. So if you guys notice, the AC200P had a huge price drop. It used to be $17.99 as the entry cost, but it's actually $15.49 with my discount code. So it actually, the price has now been, the score has now been adjusted on the Blue Eddy AC200P. It's now the highest rated power station that I have. So it is, it got a 9.33 because the only thing that was hurting it beforehand was the price per watt hour being above 80 cents, but with the price drop, it actually dropped below 80 cents. So this one is now the highest scoring power station. Just FYI, AC200P. So pretty cool. Okay. Hey, William, I think William was one of the ones that mentioned he wanted to make a change on the comparison between lithium and lithium iron phosphate, lithium NMC and lithium iron phosphate. So, yeah, trying to do better there. Thanks for the recommendations, William. And also, I also did, if you guys don't know, on my website, go back. I have a discount codes page, and I just got sick of putting new discount codes. Let me go ahead and turn on my camera here. Okay, so I got sick of doing discount codes over and over and updating them. So I finally was like, Blue Eddy, just give me discount codes that are permanent. So you'll see I actually got some permanent discount codes. So these will always be active. And, you know, they're not absolutely amazing, but if there's a sale price, these should take off additional costs. So you can see the bigger power stations offer quite a bit discount. So on the AC300, $100 off, which is pretty decent. AC200 Max, $50, and AC200P, $50. So you can use any of these discount codes. You can go straight to their website, but my website does have this discount codes page here, and you can see I got tons of stuff here. So IceCo, Set Power, X-Star, Bouge RV, battery hookup, Bodega fridges, and the Oops power stations. So all this stuff is here on my website if you guys are interested in that in the future. So just thought it'd be helpful to show you guys that. Okay. Hey, welcome, Maria. Good to see you. Hey, Malcolm. How's the CTechie 240 treating you? I'm glad you were able to catch the live stream. I'm just reading through some comments here, guys. Okay. Let's see. Thanks, live your best life. Appreciate the compliments there. Yeah, William, so true. They do change pretty frequently. I try to get the best discount code available, and I try to update that pretty frequently. Yeah, Lynn BB, I always try to get the discount codes working for everyone. Everyone's got to save a little bit of coin, man. Hey, Ask Guy Solar. Ugh, twisted my tongue there. If you guys haven't ever checked out Ask Guy's channel, he's does some really good solar, basic solar. Talks about all of his setup. He runs these power stations every single day, so I actually kind of started mimicking his setup. That's why I went and got some large solar panel arrays outside, because I wanted to run my whole office and some other things off solar all the time. Because if I got the power stations, I might as well be saving money. Okay. Eric says his Blue Eddy EB55 says hello. Of course. Okay, well, yeah, so we got 49 people on here. I think that's good enough to start with the giveaway announcements. Are you guys excited? Let's go ahead and so I picked 2 winners for the Energizer 320s, and then I picked a 3rd winner that's just a $25 gift card. So it'll be an Amazon gift card. But I just wanted to I just appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching my videos. You know, for being this unprofessional, you know, small YouTuber. I really appreciate the feedback that you guys give me to make my videos better. And the only way I can give back, you know, that I think is a good way to give back is by doing these giveaways. So first off, Energizer reached out to provide these power stations for a giveaway. So that was awesome of them. And I said, yeah, I will definitely give these to my viewers. You know, I could have just given them to family or something, but I gotta you know, reward you guys. So let's see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this here, and we're going to announce the winners. So I just picked these winners just about an hour ago. So we'll throw these up on the screen. Okay, so winner number 1 is Carlos Cordero. So he was the first one to win one of the Energizer 320s. And winner number 2 is Jim Krupa. So really appreciate it, guys. And winner number 3, which was the $25 gift card, was FireGirl441 from South Georgia. So congrats, guys, to those winners. Throw out a comment if you guys are online on the chat. I will be sending you guys an email. So, except for FireGirl, I think the email got messed up in the Google form. So please, I did reply on your comment. So FireGirl, make sure you respond to my comment and send me an email. Okay, let's just check in on the chat again here. Okay, so let me jump back here. Okay, so I'll jump back and forth to these winners every now and again. Sorry. Lots of stuff to jump between. Okay. Satit says he needs to mimic Ive. Yeah, I totally agree. If you guys have power stations sitting around, don't let them sit in a closet. You know, use them, especially if they're lithium iron phosphate. You have a shelf life of 10 years before you're going to have 80% capacity. So you definitely want to be jumping into that. Make sure you're using them. And especially if the power goes out or you're going camping, you know, you got to be familiar with these power stations. You got to know how to use it, how to turn it on and off, what you can run, because a lot of people aren't super familiar with the amount of wattage that certain devices pull. Like maybe they'll try plugging in a heater to a small power station and it won't work. So just make sure you test it out. And yeah, happy birthday, man. Okay, let's check into the chat here. Yeah, I also agree. Happy birthday. Okay, demo full. I bought the EB55 with the X-Star 110 panel because your recommendation, love them. I got 115 watts out of it. Wow, dude, that's awesome. I love the X-Star. I'm trying to find a more budget model because a lot of people don't want to spend, 200. I think it's listed at $269. We can see here. There are the winners again. $269. Yeah, so I do have a discount code that brings this price down in the video, but $269 is kind of a premium folding panel. It's a little bit more than $2 a watt. So I'm trying to find budget options. Hint, hint, I have not found an option that puts out the same amount of power. We'll just jump into it right now. So this is the first panel I picked up. I bought this with my own money, by the way. And this one looks really close to the X-Star SP100, and I tested this out, and I got a little bit less power. Okay, so anybody that owns the X-Star, don't worry, your panel still is king. But for the price, this one is quite a bit cheaper than the X-Star at $200 and probably $40, $230 with the coupon. But you just kind of have to make the decision. Is it getting 25 watts or 20 watts? I'm not going to tell you the exact number until this video comes out. But, is it worth the extra money to get the extra wattage, or is it good just to get an ETFE solar panel that's a bifold design for a pretty decent price of $175? So stay tuned to the channel, guys. We'll be doing a video on this solar panel here. Did I get a... I thought I saw Fire Girl. Did I see her here? Nope, not yet. Okay. Let's jump back to the webcam. Okay, so for good point, I've with the Big Blue. The Big Blue panel is great. It comes in at a pretty good price, and it gets 95 watts, 85 to 95 watts is what I've seen with the Big Blue. So still pretty decent. I just love that the Big Blue is like completely waterproof. I have no worries about that solar panel. Yeah, Greg, totally. SunPower cells are where it's at. Okay, so B3, great question here. Are folding panels more durable than flexible panels? So there's three types of panels. You have your glass rigid panels that are meant to be outdoors all the time. You have flexible panels that are kind of like the SunPower Flex 50s. They're flexible. Like you can curve them very slightly. You don't ever want to bend them or anything. Those are pretty durable. It just depends on the coating that you have. Sometimes they have a kind of a more durable PET coating, or it's just, I don't know what's on the SunPower Flex 50s, but they're really durable. I've used them a lot, haven't noticed any degradation. And then folding panels, there's two types of folding panels. Well, the coatings, you have PET, which I don't usually recommend unless it's a really good price of picking up one of those. And then you have ETFE, which ETFEs are the best coating that you can get. They're very, very durable. They're waterproof, good seal, everything like that. So folding panels can be used in a lot of different ways, but for durable, I'm not sure. Like they're probably pretty similar. I know the folding panels have a really good backer board on them, at least the nicer ones, so you can't really like snap them or anything. So hopefully that information helps. I do plan to put out a video comparing glass rigid panels, flexible panels, and portable folding panels, because there's a little bit of confusion there. Okay, so Satit talking about the Dokyo price. Yes, the Dokyo solar panels are very intriguing. They have a 300 watt solar panel, portable solar panel that puts out about 268 is what I saw on a review that was a decent review, that someone actually showed the power that was coming out of it. So yeah, without the kickstands is just a pain for sure. I totally agree. And that's kind of the downside to the SunPower Flex 50s is you don't get the kickstand. But you can prop them up on stuff. Yeah, Joe's mentioned he got the X-Star 100. Yeah, the X-Star SP100 is still my go-to recommended solar panel. If you go to, let's see, if I go, I'm going to bring up my website here. So on my website, I have at the top on this breadcrumb bar, I have the home screen, solar panels, power stations, and 12-volt fridges. So if you go to the solar panel section, you can see all the recommended solar panels. I kind of just put the recommended ones here. The SP100, excellent panel. I love that it's bifold. The Big Blue is also bifold. The best thing about this one is it's like, I like have no question about the waterproofness on this panel. This is a great waterproof panel. The Elicanta 120, solid panel. I've used this one a ton. Never had any issues. Puts out around similar power as the X-Star SP100, around 113 watts. It's just four separate sections, so it's kind of hard to fold it up or unfold it and set it up. But it does have kickstands. PV200, I need to do some more testing on this panel. It's big and it's expensive and it has premium quality, guys. This panel is amazing. ETFE, just like all the others. But yeah, I'm gonna put this out in more videos for sure in my testing. And the last one's this Rinkmo 120. It's a PET panel, but it comes in. You can pick this thing up for like $130 on coupon. So this one is decent for the price, right? So you'd only want to go with this panel being a PET panel if you're using it temporarily during emergencies, during camping, if you're using it a couple times a year. This is not to be used a lot of the time because the PET will break down. Captain Kurt, let's jump back to this here. He's asking, why is the bifold better? Well, it takes up, when it's set up, it takes up less space, and it's just easier to deploy. A lot of, when I'm doing these testing videos and I have to set up 4 or 5 panels, it's super annoying to set up the quad panels because you have a kickstand for each leg or, each section. And the bifold is just open it, put 2 kickstands out, and you got it there. For power output, the Balder 120, the Elicanta 120, the X-Star SP100, they all put out around 113 watts. So you can kind of see that the X-Star is like a 120 watt panel. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Okay, Maria Jackson says she says a 220 watt Dokyo folding and a few 100. Yeah, well, how have they been treating you? I'm curious about how they work. Let's see. Zigzag, have you played with the Big Blue high voltage panel? Yeah, I played with it. The 24 volt panel. It actually puts out 24 volts. Guys, the naming scheme on these panels, I get questions all the time. So confusing. I get like, why can't you plug a 12 volt panel into this? Or why can't you plug a 24 volt panel into this? Well, most times a 24 volt panel puts out above 30 volts. If you're thinking about 12 volt batteries versus 24 volt batteries. So the Big Blue is kind of confusing because they had an 18 volt panel and a 24 volt panel, meaning that it puts out 18 volts and it puts out 24 volts. So a little bit confusing there, but you can watch my video. I go into more depth about it, but yeah, that one's good. Yeah, so HMFEM, sorry on the name there, but ordered the X-Star from Amazon. Yeah, you're gonna like it. It's great. I have not had one complaint from that solar panel. Anybody that's emailed me or messaged me, they've all gotten. And I have 3 of them. My father-in-law has 2 and I have 1, and all of them put out 113 watts. So very good quality control on the X-Stars. Greg, when are you going to review the big Energizer? So frustrating. I had that video scheduled to be reviewed. I'm looking at my calendar here. Earlier in March, and they delayed it. Probably because supply chain issues. So I'm guessing it's actually it's a rebranded Bluetti. That's my biggest guess here. I don't know. I haven't talked to him about that. But very good numbers on it. I'm very curious about what the price is going to be because it's not Bluetti. It's a different brand. So maybe it'll be a $100 to $200 cheaper. But it performs very similar to the EB200 or the AC200 Max. Like it has 900 watts solar input, 2000 watt inverter. Actually, I think it's 2100 watt inverter. USB-C bidirectional 100 watt. And I haven't finished testing it 100%, so I don't have all the details on this power station. I think that I'm going to post that video next week or the next. Yeah, it should be cheaper. Here's your question. Yeah, it should be cheaper, and the quality feels good. There's a few places that they cut corners on it just to make the price a little bit cheaper, but the power station itself is very good. Okay, top solar 60-watt solar panel. Fairly foldable, hiking, not bad for the weight. Yeah, the 60-watt panels are actually fairly small. I have a few 60-watt panels that I like. They're just so small, you know, you get pretty decent power out of them. Lin BB. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Lin BB. 900 okay with a coffee pot. Are you meaning on the AC, on that Energizer 2000? Maybe clarify which power station you're meaning. Oh, 60 watts. And you're only getting 30. Which one is that? I know the Rock Pals that I have, the 100-watt panel, the RP082, I usually get around 89 to 95 watts on it, so it's decent. The SP003, the older 100-watt panel, the PET design, I get over 100 watts sometimes on that one. So interesting. What are you plugging it into? I'm just curious. Maybe there's like some sort of charging issue with what you're plugging into. Lynn BB's talking about the Energizer. Yes, so the Energizer is a 2100 watt inverter. So yeah, it'll handle a coffee pipe just fine. Okay, let's see here. Maybe I can show you guys with my camera here. I'm actually running my desktop computer, my 3 monitors, and my lights and stuff off the Energizer right now. So maybe I can show you guys. Let's see. Yeah, it's right there. So I was getting like 900 watts of solar on it, or no, 825 watts. So yeah. Really good power. I've been very happy with that power station, so I'm really interested to see. It will be launching on Kickstarter. You know, I kind of get Kickstarters. I'm on the fence about these Kickstarter launches, right? So anyway, you guys will just have to find out what the price. I don't even know the price yet. They're pending the Kickstarter right now, so. Bills paid, just topping in. Okay, so yeah, dude, I'm glad you finally jumped on. I'm glad, good to see you here. So AC200P and the EB70, 2 SP200s, Bouge RV 180, living in a condo. Nice. So are you on the bottom floor, so you kind of put those out your door, or are you on a porch where you kind of hang them on the balcony or whatever? Condos are different. I always think of a condo when I say condo, it's like maybe like a buildings that are connected together. They may have their own backyard, things like that. So let me know. That'd be interesting. Yeah, Zigzag mentioning he might be hitting a current limit. Yeah, 30 watts on a 60 watt panel is pretty low. So hopefully. Yeah, Greg, it's a pretty nice it's a pretty good system. And PM is, let me read this here. So Kickstarter means pay now, get it later, maybe. So a bigger company like this with like Energizer, I don't think they would, I don't think there'd be an issue with the product not showing up. Established company, I mean, the giveaways that I'm doing, these Energizer 320s, same company, same email address, everything like that. So I don't think there's a problem with the product being delivered. I just hope it's soon, like not going to wait too long on it. Yeah, I totally agree on this. This is what they did with the Alcatel P2001. And I kind of was like, guys, why are you launching on Kickstarter? Well, their price on Kickstarter was 50% off versus the Amazon price, which was like 80% of MSRP. So you do get a lot better pricing on the Kickstarter. Oh, Bills Paid says he drives to the park. So yeah, that works fine. Do you ever get anybody asking you about your setup? I mean, the AC 200p sitting in, maybe you have it in your vehicle or something, but let me know what people say. That's kind of fun. B33. B3 outdoors. Sorry, I was thinking 9BB there. Well, I actually have their 100 watt 9BB panel right now. Very impressed with the build quality. I haven't had a chance to test it. They just got it to me this week. It has 9 bus bars. That's the name. 9BB versus 5BB is bus bars. I'm gonna have to do some research to figure out what the benefit is to that, but this is supposed to be more efficient. And for being a 100 watt panel, it's very small. Like, this is a very small, lightweight 100 watt panel, so I'm expecting really good numbers out of it. So yeah, very, very good here. Okay. Jason Broom mentioned he recently canceled his order for the 70 MIA Terra 1000, so 1,000 watt hours, I'm guessing. You know, if it never comes anywhere, you know, that's why I like having a product in my hands, and I'm definitely going to mention this in my review video about the Kickstarter. You have to be leery of Kickstarters, and the delivery might be a little bit later, but if the discount is good enough and the product seems polished enough, excuse me, I'm definitely going to recommend it, because you can. What if you get it at 50% off? That means you're getting basically an a Blue Eddy EB200, yeah, for a really good price. So keep an eye out for that Energizer, guys. Faith, Family, and Fun. Hey, welcome from East Texas. I have family that lives in Texas. They're near the. They're in the Woodlands, right by Houston. Okay, Zigzag. Have the same problem. My power station cannot accept the watts that my portable panel puts out. Which one is that, Captain? Let me know which device that is. You know, it's hard, guys. Everyone has shade in their yards, so yeah. Sometimes you do have to take it to a park. Maybe you could work out something, like put it on your roof or something. Sometimes, you know, putting it up on a roof, like a glass rigid setup. Not tied into your house or anything, but you know, you might be able to get some more power. Bills paid. People seem to already know about portable solar when they meet me at the park. I only set it up twice, and we had a blackout. I have run thing. Okay, cool. Yeah, a lot of people are getting more familiar with these, but it's kind of funny. Like, you have just a few channels on YouTube, you know, like Will Prowse. He doesn't really do too many power stations, but like Hobotech, Lead Farmer mentioned some of the power stations. Myself, Ask I've Solar. There's not too many power station reviewers or, you know, people that talk about these. So I think, you know, out of the 7 billion people on the earth, there's a lot of people that don't know about these. Captain Kirk. Yep, I max out at 135 watts from 180 watt setup. Okay, because the panels only make 18 volts when I need 27 to get max power. Which power station is that, Zigzag? You are probably hitting an amp limit, but and what panel is that? So let me know what your panel is and what your power station is. I'm just kind of curious. Okay, so let me jump into, while he's talking about that, let me jump back to the winners really quick, just so we can throw those out, just so if anybody missed it. Okay, so once again, Carlos Cordero is winner number 1. Jim Krupa is winner number 2. I'm going to send the emails out on that. Congratulations, guys, for the Energizer 320. And then also, Fire Girl 441 from South Georgia is a winner of a $25 gift card. So those are the winners for the giveaway. So I just wanted to jump back to that just to throw that out again. Joe Trott, utility power has been solid for years now, only momentary outages. Yeah, and that's the problem I have. I guess it's not a problem, right? But I can't test these power stations in a full grid down, you know, situation, because my power has gone out once in like the 5 years, 6 years that I've been living in my house. So, and that was a planned outage. So in my area, we have really reliable utility power. So definitely not a complaint from me, but you know, I have all these power stations, and I'd love to give it like a full grid down test. So maybe I'll just have to shut the power off at, you know, the power box, just shut it off and just, you know, do a video on a 24-hour run. Okay, Zigzag's mentioned in here, the CTEC E1200, 3 parallelish Tishihiri 120 watt panels, 95 watts from each. Okay, so yeah, that seems similar. The 7.5 to 8 amp limit, that's similar to like an EB70 or the EB55. Yeah, but they're only putting out 18 watts. Sometimes you'll get a solar panel that puts out like 22 watts, so you get a little bit more power. Jim, awesome. Glad you could join. Yeah, congrats, dude. I will send you an email, so keep an eye out for that email. And I wish you won the car, but you definitely got a power station. Oh, and Zigzag, yeah, two in parallel. Yep. So, yeah, CTEC with the input limit there on the amperage, you're probably going to be seeing, you know, limited wattage. That's awesome, man. Jotron, that's awesome. Harry Tushy. Yep. Tishihiri, yeah, these brands, man, these brands sometimes are hilarious. Okay, so just a couple questions for you guys. I want to get some feedback here. So anybody that's watching right now, so what do you guys use your power stations for right now? Go ahead and throw a comment in the live chat. What do you use it for? And do you think you're using it enough? Also, what is the ideal size for just a small 500 watt power station? Let me know. What are you guys using? Okay, let's see here. Jason, I forgot what show you did. You did fridges and power stations. I have a lot of videos on my channel. It's hard to keep up with it. I'll show you something really cool here on my channel. Let me just bring this up. Wow. And let me see. Okay, so let me throw this over to left screen. Okay, so if you're looking at my channel, hopefully you guys can see this. I'll just make my camera disappear for a second. Okay, so I have my uploads at the top, and then I have my popular videos, and then below this I have all my power station reviews, my solar panel videos, and my fridge videos. So those are like my 3 most common topics. So if you ever want to check out those, just jump into any of these playlists. And so as a creator, I can throw any of these playlists. I also have DIY projects, which are these are some, popular DIY projects. One of them that's really cool is this shower, this 12-volt shower. So this works really good if you are camping or, you don't have access to a shower. This is a really cool DIY setup. And then at the end, so in a week or so, I'm going to make these videos go unlisted, so you can't see them on my channel. They kind of just clutter up the channel, so you can go and see past giveaways at the very bottom. So you can see these are all the giveaways that I had on my channel. Okay, so let's jump back to this. Okay, let's see. We got some feedback here. Let's start. Okay, we got lots of responses here, so I want to see. Let's start at the top. Okay. So, the Argos 12, emergency flashlights and lanterns. That is a great option, and it's really cool when your flashlights have a built-in USB-C charger, so that's awesome. Or you can have a battery charger separate. So yeah, that's a great use. Zigzag mentions he uses the 500 watt hour power stations for camping or overlanding, which overlanding just means you're kind of going off-road while camping, if you guys haven't heard of that term before. Let's see. Mike 219. I want to use my DIY power station more, but I haven't figured out how to run the wires from the panel to my basement. Kind of a long run. Yeah, if you had a door, you can go under the door. There's some options going through windows. I think Ask Ive, maybe he can throw in a comment about this, but if he's still on the stream. But he goes through the bottom of a window, and he kind of sets the window on top, maybe with like some sort of padding so you can get a good air seal. The problem with my windows is I have all sideways sliding windows, so I can't do that with a vertical window. I'd love to do that, but yeah. I also want to do, if you live in a safe area, you want to make sure that your area is safe enough you don't have a window open all the time, right? Or you maybe put a bar in to lock the window from opening. Just things to think about. B3, just watched your 24-hour 93-degree fridge test. Great video. 93 degrees is hot to run it as freezers. Freezers use about double the power. That's what I've noticed. So that test was just for fridge mode. So if you're planning to run it at freezer temperatures, so anywhere around 0 degrees to maybe 10 degrees Fahrenheit, you're going to be pulling double the power of what you saw in that video. And if you're running a dual fridge, so you have dual setup, so you have a fridge that has a freezer and a fridge, that also uses double the power. So because it has a freezer. So just keep that in mind. You can run it at that temperature, but it might jump into a max mode. The compressor might have to run a little bit higher, but it is possible. Rafoldo Torres, he uses it for Wi-Fi, fridge, and the living room. Cool, that's awesome. What power station? That must be a pretty big power station to be running it like that. I also use, my AC 200P is powering my fridge because I'm testing out the Energizer. And I have literally been running my full-size fridge in my basement off solar for 4 weeks now. So it's pretty awesome to have that coming through. Joe Trot, I use one to charge USB-powered personal appliances. Bedroom clock, battery charger, good idea. Razor, toothbrush, cool. That's a lot of good small stuff. If you have it around, just make sure you're familiar with it. And to be able to charge off solar, I mean, you're saving pennies, but Ask Guy always says this, but they're my pennies. So, you get that, but you spent the money on the power station already, so you might as well get it back. Or get some of that cost back through using the power station. Zigzag, 1200 watt hour used for home backup, ran fridge, washer, dryer off it during a power outage. You must have a gas dryer, is my guess. My electric dryer has to run off 220 volts, so it pulls a butt ton of power. But yeah, if you have a gas dryer, I'm guessing it doesn't use much power at all. Awesome though, that's really cool. I'm glad that you got to test that out. Right now, Satit, I use them to power 12 volt DC stuff on his desk. Okay. Bodega 12 volt fridge. Cool. Yeah, find any excuse to use these for sure. Gregory's got an EB55 and two C-Techie 320s. That's a good mixture. 320s are they're a little bit better than the 240. Very similar. That's kind of weird, right? They're the same size and form factor as the 240, but they're a 320, so they just must have a little bit more battery inside them. Hey, Bill Spade. Oh, thanks for joining in. Yeah, I don't expect everyone to stick around for the whole stream. It's a long time. Okay, so he uses his Big Blue for 12 volt fridge and charging your phone. We're in picnics, camping. Yeah, he needs to use it more. Okay, yeah. So maybe try to power your laptop if you're, ever have your laptop turned on. I'm trying to think of something that's really common. TV. You can power a TV for 5 hours. If it's an LED TV, it pulls around 80 to 100 watts. My 55-inch smart LED TV pulls around 100 watts exactly. So I could get, nearly 5 hours of runtime off the Big Blue. Jackery. Jackery has really good quality, but yes, they have NMC chemistry. The charging is a little bit slow. I'm hoping Jackery comes out with some new stuff. Really want to see some new generation stuff. And I've heard some rumors about them coming out with some new stuff. So if they come out with lithium iron phosphate, they're going to be one of the kings, because they have, first of all, they have excellent product support and contact support. You can get a hold of them all the time and you're going to get a good reply. And they have just really good warranty and quality. So Jackery, good company, just a little bit outdated on their products. Okay, CW Glam. For your DIY battery box video, is there any updated place to get the batteries? I'm so frustrated. Battery Hookup stopped importing those cells. It's so annoying. They told me that they're like not going to order them anymore. It's like, dude, that was a great setup. So you can get a really similar setup if you use a drop-in replacement or using the prismatic square cells. You know, you see those cells a lot in the Will Prowse videos. So you're just going to have to find a 100 amp hour cell that's going to fit into that same battery box if you want to copy that setup. Beagle Gourmet camping dinners and a fridge. Cool. Yeah, Steve, good to see you. Yeah, Steve won the EB55 last time, so even if you were going to win, I wouldn't select you again, so sorry. But hey, I've heard the EB55 is treating you well, so that's good. Okay, Kevin, EcoFlow River Max Plus, 720 watt. For truck camping, fishing trips with your son. Just got a Dokyo 220. Great price on that panel, by the way. Only used it once fishing. Oh, it's once I've fishing, but it seemed to do the job. Okay, once you went fishing, I'm guessing. The EcoFlow River Pro, I think, is the 720 watt hour one. The naming scheme on those is pretty complicated. You got the EcoFlow River, the EcoFlow River Max, the EcoFlow River Pro, and they all are the similar, same power station, but they're just different storages. So the Pro has 720 watts, which, let me move here, which I'm testing right here. The EcoFlow River Pro, which does, only downside to that is it has lithium NMC chemistry cells. So that does have more than 500, it has around 800 life cycles though. Man, we're gotta catch up on some of this chat, guys. You guys are so fast. See you later, Joe Trot. Yep. Make sure you do run a compressor fridge off of it. It's a great way to do it. Okay. Let's see. Ask guy. I've noticed the CTECI 240 that my 3-prong hole is too shallow. Huh. Weird. I haven't ever noticed plugging anything in that wouldn't work. I'll have to try that. Well, actually, Malcolm, if he's still on the stream, he has my 240, so I did give that away. They did not send me another one. They said they were gonna send me another one, but CTECI kind of, I don't know. Maybe they didn't like my last review because the GT500 didn't have pass-through charging, and I don't think it did amazing in the capacity. It got a little under 85%. It still got a really good. I mean, it was a really good power station. It just didn't do amazing. So maybe they didn't like that review. I haven't heard from them in a while. It also could be dealing with that weird COVID shutdown in China. Okay, a lot of these things have fake ground plugs. Yep, I call them faux ground plugs or faux ground outlets. Yeah, there's no power station that I know of that actually use ground. And that's the same with a lot of portable generators, right? You have to, for a portable generator, a gas generator, to use ground, you have to hook on a ground stake onto the generator and then plug it into the ground, stab it into the ground. That's how you ground your power station. Or not power station, your gas generator, so. Eco-worthy foldable 110 watt panel. I do have, Jeff, if you've seen our comparison video, my father-in-law has a eco-worthy 100, yeah, I think it's an 80 watt panel. I haven't seen the 110 watt, so I'm not sure on that one. Okay, enjoy dinner, dude. We'll see you. Okay. Can you recommend an MC4 connection cable that are 30 to 50 feet? So they do have them on Amazon. You can get them from Renogy. You can get them from Bouge RV, I believe. I always recommend trying to go with a lower gauge or a larger diameter wire for that, especially if you're going to put them in parallel because you'll have more amps. If you're running in series, you probably don't have to worry about it too much. but 30 to 50 feet is pretty long. So I run 12 gauge at that. I get a little bit of voltage drop, but you can purchase a prefab cable for money, more money, or you can build your own using landscape wire. I use 12-2 landscape wire from Home Depot or Lowe's. I cut it per foot, and I just solder on and crimp whatever connections I want on it. So that's kind of my recommendation. I have 2 of those cables running from my 2 solar arrays right now. Yeah, so there is some sort of weird Rona shutdown for sure. I have not gotten emails from a lot of my contacts, so they must be in that kind of district that's completely shut down from the Ronas. And it's the Omicron variant. So from my understanding of what I've looked at, so I guess they're late to getting it. The United States already went through it, so I wouldn't be worried about something coming over. I believe it's the same variant that the United States already went through. Okay, thanks for clarifying. So it looks it's not. It's the White River Max Plus, removable battery drop off. Pro is the connection on it. Okay, cool. So you must have the expansion pack on yours to make it 720 watt hours. Steve, sending my sister over to your channel. They just had more tornadoes and she could always use another generator. Yeah, they're great for emergency preparedness. If your power ever goes out, obviously you're going to need a little bit bigger one if you're trying to run some bigger items like an Instapot, or the best way to cook something is off gas, right? So running a small gas stove, as long as you have good ventilation, make sure you're not, going to kill yourself with carbon monoxide poisoning. But heating things and cooking things uses a lot of wattage. So you're going to run through the capacity on these power stations using, stuff like that. So the best way, I think, if you're going to cook something is going to be using a microwave. And that will kind of cook the food a lot faster, or boil water or whatever. But I always recommend using gas to cook stuff. Cow Dog. Hey, learn from you and Ask Ive. Oh yeah, for sure. I want to do a dual live stream with Ask Ive. I think it'd be really fun. Cool. Good to know Kevin has the battery expansion. Okay. So I didn't want to make this go forever. We're almost hitting the hour mark, and I got to go help with dinner and stuff. Being right at dinner time for us. So let me just show you some of the panels that I picked up recently, so you guys can be excited for that. So let me go ahead and swap over to that really quick. Okay, so starting with the A10 Power, I already mentioned this a little bit earlier. Picked this up for $175 with my own money, so just so you guys are aware, it's not like a sponsored product or anything. So yeah, this one, I have tested it, got pretty good output. You'll have to wait for the video on that. This is another so these are all ETFE panels, by the way. Let me turn on my camera here. Okay. So the Swari panel, this one is really lightweight. The kickstands are like an inch thick, but it is cheap. So $155. I will tell you, it did not put out as much power as the ATEM Solar. So this is another ETFE option. It seems to have okay ratings. Another panel that I am going to be reviewing soon is the Bouge RV 9BB 100 watt solar panel. A very small panel for being 100 watts. Like, this thing is micro small. Means it's very efficient. 9BB means 9 bus bars, so you have lots of little lines going down the panel. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Maybe it means just more efficiency. I'll have to do some research on that, but I have not tested this panel yet. And then I have Bluetti sent out these SP350s. So these are huge, and they're a 350 watt panel, but it also comes with a huge price tag. Now, what's nice about these are 24 volt panels. So they put out around 42 volts max and right around 36 volts under load. Don't quote me on those numbers. I'm going off my memory here. So you can actually plug these straight into your, your larger power station that takes a higher voltage, and you'll get a lot more power. So pretty cool. I will be doing testing on these. Just haven't got around to it yet. Okay, yeah, and Zigzag mentioned, let me jump back here. Really looking forward to those new bifold. Yes, I like the bifold a little bit more. It's a little bit easier to use. So I mean, definitely the 4-panel solar, the 4-portion panels, they work just fine. Let's see. I will be testing some shading on the 9BB panel for sure. And yeah, the kickstands. So sometimes the easiest way to get these, you just prop them up against a bucket or a tree if the sun is at a good angle, you know. Prop them up against your tire on your vehicle. There's a lot of ways to prop them up. But yeah, the Dokios don't have kickstands, so it's kind of annoying. Okay, good point on that. That's what I was kind of questioning. I haven't done research on it, but yeah, lowering resistance because it's super small wire. So by lowering resistance means you can get more amps out because you have less voltage drop. So yeah, cool. Very cool. Good to know. Thank you for explaining that. Kevin's looking for a good smaller 24-volt panel for a trolling molder. Now, I did see this weird Rock Pals. Now, Rock Pals reached out a couple times. Let me see if I can pull this up. Rock Pals just came out with a 200-watt solar panel. Let me see if I can find this. Sorry, guys, I wasn't quite ready to throw this out yet. I'm just pulling this up. Come on. 200 watts. Okay, so this is a very interesting product. Okay, so it's a 200-watt panel. So just think of it as 2 bifolds put together. But what's really interesting, you'll see here, is they have a 36-volt DC output, which is a 24-volt panel, and an 18-volt DC output, which is a 12-volt panel. So you can choose what type of output. So very interesting. Now, I've heard the description here is wrong. The description says that you can get 100 watts out of the 18-volt and 200 watts out of the 36, but in the review, someone tested this and was able to get 200 watts out of each of these. So this might be a good option for you because it's it will work on large power stations or small power stations. Just remember the small power stations do have an amp input limit, so you probably won't get the full 200 watts because, you know, if there's a 5 amp input limit, you're only going to be getting, you know, 120 watts versus if you have a larger input limit like on the EB70, you'll get a lot more wattage with 8 amp input limit. Yeah, so very interesting panel. I reached out, so they wanted to send me one of their power stations, but I think this is just my opinion. You guys may feel differently, but I feel that Rockpal's power stations are a little outdated. I don't know if they have any lithium iron phosphate power stations. So I don't want to review any older power stations. So I'm like, hey, don't send me a power station. Send me these solar panels. This looks cool. So we'll see if they send that out. Ask I've always trying to figure out new ways to lean your panels. Yeah, it's a battle for sure. Let's see. Greg mentioned he bought 5 Bouge RV 9BB 100 watts. Cool. That's awesome. Good to know that they're working well for you. Okay, I'm just going to look back here. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Hey, welcome to the stream. Okay, hurry and throw out your question. I got a minute here before we're going to end the stream. So while we're going here, let's go ahead and throw out the winners one more time. So let me, just in case someone jumps in last minute, the winners for the giveaway one more time. So Carlos Cordero, Jim Krupa actually joined us on the live stream. So congrats to Jim. And FireGirl411, you got a $25 gift card. So congrats, really. Guys, I'm so appreciative for you guys watching the channel. Without you guys, there'd just be no way that this would be, a thing. So everyone that's subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I'm always trying to make my videos a little bit better. And one thing that was really good that I loved about this Google form thing, and I recommend anybody that's going to be doing a YouTube giveaway in the future, use a Google form, because first off, you can require an email address, which is really cool. And then I had that requirement for the feedback, and I got some amazing feedback. So thank you so much, guys. And let me jump back here. Oh yes, they do have the big ugly LFP power station. I think, can't remember, wasn't there something weird about that? CWG, any panels less than $100. You can pick up 100-watt rigid glass panels for under $100. And you know, they're not that heavy and they don't take up much space. Like that 9BB solar panel, I'm thinking with the discount code that might come under $100. So I definitely recommend, if you're wanting a cheap solar option, go with a rigid panel. Portable panels are usually going to be around $2 a watt, or a little bit less, a little bit more. So for a 100-watt panel, you're thinking around somewhere $200. Okay, let's see. I think I missed, I just want to see. Okay. Sully, 200-watt panel means 200 watts an hour. Okay, so good question. So there's a way to measure power over time, and that means watt hours. And then there's a way to measure time in an instant, and that's watts. So if you have a 200-watt panel that's putting out power, putting out 200 watts consistently for an hour, that means it's produced 200 watt hours. So yes, a 200-watt panel means it can put out 200 watt hours for an hour. Now, no 200-watt panel is going to be putting out 200 watts. You're going to have efficiency losses, and most of the issue is actually with the power station having an amp input limit, like the EB55, EB70, the 8 amp input limit. You're going to see around 155 watts to 160, maybe a little bit more if the panel has a little bit higher voltage. Okay. Demo Fool, do I have a Facebook page? Yes, I do. It's a group page called Jasonoid. Best way to message me directly is through Instagram or through Facebook Messenger, or on via email. So if you guys have any questions, I do kind of help out with some basic stuff. I'm not going to go into some crazy. I've gotten some emails asking me to like do a full, build, or show them how to do a full build on like an RV or something like that. This is a little too much. I got a lot of things I'm doing, but I'm happy to answer questions. I don't do too much social media other than YouTube. So I'm not posting crazy stuff on Instagram or anything like that. So direct contact me through those options. Correct. APM. Yeah, thanks. Congrats to the winners. I totally agree. Charby, are the Blue Yeti 350 watt panels heavy? Yes, they are. So the thing about solar panels is they're made of silicone, monocrystalline silicone or polycrystalline silicone, and it's heavy. That stuff's just heavy, so you just pay for it in pounds for sure. Thanks, William. Appreciate it. Yeah, totally agree. Everything was weird on that. Yep, it's a weird power station for sure. Let's see. New Power, which is NEW Power. Yes. Hey, Beverly. Good to see you on the live stream. Yes, they actually do come in at 100 watt, less than $100. The only thing that I've noticed about the New Power is they have a little bit less voltage and a little bit more amperage, which works fine on a lot of power stations. But if your power station has a amp input limit, sometimes you can hit that, so you'll get a little bit less power in parallel. But they work great on a power station just by themselves. Harbor Freight panels expensive for what you get. Jason, the ones Jason's review better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I must have missed that. So yeah, they are a little bit more expensive. You think Harbor Freight would have a better deal on those panels because it's Harbor Freight. Gosh, you can pick up a cheaper panel on Amazon. Rich Solar, HQST, Renogy, New Power. Bouge RV, they all make 100-watt panels. Just find the best price. You're going to get around 100 watts on a solid panel. Okay, let's see. What do you think about the Delta Mini? I don't know much about it yet. I am not biased to Blue Eddy or EcoFlow. I would love to hear if it had lithium iron phosphate in it, because you'll get a lot more value out of your power station lasting longer. But for a small power station like that, it probably doesn't matter that much. Yeah, Harbor Freight has 2 panels. Do not go with the old style panels. Those are horrible. Yeah. Well, I haven't tested them personally, but anyway. Yeah, this one right here, Cow Dog. $89. Yeah, there's a lot of panels that come on sale. So, so just a little advice: if you're trying to find a solar panel that's going to work best for your power station, because most have amp input limits, you want to find a 12-volt panel that puts out the highest voltage. So I found Rich Solar produces some very good voltage, like right around 22 to 23 watts, or sorry, 22 to 23 volts at peak power, and Bouge RV 21 to 22 volts, and then Renogy's a little bit less. Sometimes they're around 19, and HQST, I'm not sure. I haven't looked those up, but always look for the highest voltage so you get the most power into your power station. Yeah, I can't wait for EcoFlow to go over to LFP. I know they can do it because they have them on their like the Pros, the EcoFlow Pros. But yeah, looking forward to it. Okay, guys. Well, I think I'm going to call it there. Really appreciate everyone jumping into the live stream. I'll try to do these more often. And just thank you guys so much for being subscribers to the channel. Really enjoy all the feedback that I get. Make sure you guys comment on my videos, because I always like to get that interaction between my videos that I put out. I have some really cool videos coming out soon. The Energizer video, hopefully I'll be able to get that out soon. Just waiting on their deadline for that. And then also, if you guys noticed, I have the AC300P. So I'm gonna put out some videos on that. That's a beast of a power station, guys. Absolutely a beast. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Have a good one.